What's up, family? It's your girl Samantha Lee, and y'all, I am here with yet another video. Okay, and this time, y'all, it's gonna be unedited. We're not gonna do no edits. We're gonna go straight through. Y'all gonna see me all the way through this thing. Okay, so today we are talking about a question that came to me. Okay, so a question that came to me. Question is, my fiance, is 46 years old, and myself, and that person 37, have been together for 10 years. They live together and have been engaged for 6 years. He is backing out on marrying me for the third time. Why? So, y'all, I'm gonna answer this question, but before I get into it, there's some things I gotta put on your radar. Okay, number one, if you guys have not made yourself a part of our fast-growing Game Changer Nation, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free, and y'all be putting out content almost daily. And I don't want you guys to ever miss a thing. We are having great dialogue, great conversations, and I don't want you to miss that. Number two, oh goodness, y'all. I go live every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I don't want you guys to miss that either. Tonight I'm going to go live. I mean, I don't know when y'all are going to see this, but I'm actually going to go live tonight, and today is Thursday because of some things. But normally I go live every Wednesday night on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't want you guys to miss that. Third things that I'm offering coaching you guys. So if you have not yet already, if you are interested in doing one-on-one coaching with me, we talk about life, we talk about relationships, we talk about breakups, heartbreaks, divorce, whatever that may be. If you are struggling in any of these areas, please go ahead and reach out to me and we can work together one-on-one. All right, family. Let's get into it. So the question I'm going to repeat again is, my fiance, this sounds like it's a female that's writing this. Her fiance is 46 years old. She is 37. And they've been together for 10 years, and they live together and have been engaged. They've been together for 10 years and they've been engaged for 6. He is backing out on marrying me for the third time. Why? Y'all, this is one of the big things that I will say to men and to women. I'm gonna try to calm down. Hear me out, family. When you say that you're okay with something, right? If you desire marriage and you meet somebody and they don't desire marriage, don't just stay with them. Don't just think that over time they're going to change their mind. A lot of people do that. They see somebody and it's like, this is the best thing I've seen. So let me just stay here, even though some of the concrete foundational differences that we have are present. Value alignment is very important in relationships, period. You've got to find somebody. If you value family, like I value family, I can't be with someone who doesn't value family as well, because that's not value alignment. I'm a spiritual woman. I really work in my relationship with God daily. I can't be with somebody who doesn't respect that or doesn't have a relationship with God themselves, right? Those are like core value things that are what make up who I am. That I have a child, let's say I want more children. I got to get with somebody who wants more children. If I want to be married, I have to get with somebody who wants to be married. A lot of times we don't do this. We find somebody, we end up liking them, and then we want them to fit into the mold that we've created for them. But we didn't check that before we decided to embark on a relationship with them. And so now on the aftermath, we're trying to make them change and fit into this cookie cutter box that we've created, when on the front end, you should have asked the right questions. A job is not going to hire you because, oh, I like you. I didn't ask about your minimum requirements. I didn't ask if you had a GP, if you have a degree, if you have this, if you have that, if that's required for the job. They're going to ask, listen, before I even sit down with you, before I have an interview, you've got to fill out this application and you've got to meet those minimum requirements. Then we can sit down and have a conversation, because now you already met what we need. So now, do I like you? Will you fit with our office? Will you fit with our team? Whatever that may be. A lot of us go into, I like you, now do you fit? That's not how you do it, family. If you, and y'all, women and men do this. We'll meet somebody, and y'all, I'm guilty of this too. You meet somebody, you're like, oh, they fine. They fine, they fine, they fine, they fine. Men especially. Oh, they fine. They are fine. I like them, right? And you've created an entire like narrative of who this person is. A lot of people call it limerence, but you've created a whole narrative of who they are and who they'll be and how they fit with you and how y'all will look together and all this stuff. And you can get very excited about those things without even really getting to know this person, especially on social media. We feel like we know people through their media, and sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But even if that is the case, even if you know them from there, you don't really know them. You only know them in the capacity of how they present themselves on a social media page. You and them together may not vibe. You don't know. So until y'all connect, until y'all have a conversation, then we can have other types of dialogue. Well, I think a lot of people make the mistake of entering into relationships and not being honest with themselves or the person that they're with because they like them. They like them. They like them so much. They're just gonna ride this ride. And because it may be the best resume of a person that they've met, they're not gonna ask some of the questions that they need. They're not gonna pay attention to the little details that are sprinkled along that may indicate that this is not the right road. We're just gonna brush over that because this person, I like what they saying, I like what they doing, I like that they want to commit, I like that they want me, I like this. We get so caught up in what we like, we're not really paying attention to what we need to pay attention to. Okay, so in this particular situation, this person has been with this person for 10 years. If you wanted to be married, you met this man at 27 years old. If you wanted to be married, and that is the desire you had, by the time you hit 30, or give them 2 years, by the time you hit 29, we making executive decisions. We're not waiting until we spend 10 years with somebody to now be upset because y'all didn't get married. Y'all didn't get married. And now you're like, well, why does he want to marry me? Why does he need to marry you? Why? Y'all live together. Y'all been together for 10 years. Y'all have actually stayed together longer than a lot of marriages today. 10 years is a long run. So why do I feel the need to marry you when I'm getting everything that I could get from a wife from you now? What's the point of me getting married? What's the point of me putting paperwork on it? What's the point of me having to go through the legal system and all this other stuff to solidify what we have when we've been having it for 10 years? There's no pressure on this man to make any types of changes. He doesn't have to because he can cancel or back out and you'll stay. That's what we don't understand, family. We don't understand the value of our presence. If something does not align with what you desire, if you desire to be married and this person keeps on backing out, that's an indication the man don't want to marry you. He don't want to marry you. Baby, he don't want to marry you or he don't want to get married. Either way, he not trying to get married. And you know what, to be honest with you, I'm not really even mad at somebody being honest with themselves and saying, I don't want to get married. He probably gave you the ring because you've been talking all the time. I want to get married. Oh, I did. I want a ring. I want a ring. He gave you a ring to help you to just stay silent for a little bit. And now it's been a lot of it. It's been a lot of time. Somebody told me the other day, being engaged or a fiance is like a glorified girlfriend. You still a girlfriend. You just got a ring on. Just a higher level girlfriend, I guess. But it buys men time. Because if a woman wants to get married and she's indicated that, you want her to stay around because you're not really trying to move around like that, but you're not really ready to walk down the aisle like that either. You put a ring on it. And I understand that. That makes sense, right? But the reality of it is, after the first and the second time, why are we still allowing this person to have more time? If someone keeps playing with your time, why would you continue to let them play with your time? If the first time you called off the wedding, that would have been it. Shoot, for me, if I wanted to be married, that's what I desire. We get into a situation, I want to be married. In my mind, you got a deadline. And at that deadline, if I don't have that, there's no movement towards a goal that I have for myself, I'm out. I'm out. And I could love you. I could be crying myself to sleep. I'm out. There are certain standards that have to be met, right? And so I'm not going to sit here and give you more time. Now we at 10 years and you like, why he don't want to marry me? He don't have to marry you, baby girl. He don't have to. You done given him everything without a marriage. So why would he say, let me marry her now? You're doing everything a wife would do. Just you don't have the title. You don't have the ring. You don't have, and sometimes you have to evaluate that. Like, if this is what the situation is this what I want for the rest of my life? And some ladies, some of us we lie to ourselves a lot. And it frustrates me to no end because I meet so many women. I don't want a relationship. I don't want to get married. I don't want. They do all of that. They do all of that because they're making their necessity a virtue. You don't have a man that wants to be in a relationship with you, or a man that you desire that wants a relationship with you. And now you're saying you don't want a relationship. I don't want a relationship. I don't want a relationship. You do want a relationship. You just want that man so bad that you're going to play whatever game he want to play until somehow whatever you putting down in the bedroom is going to change his mind. It's not going to change his mind. It's not. Man not ready, not ready. I personally, if man tell me or show me he not ready, I'm not going to play with it. I might flirt with it. I might do a little flirtation if he fine. If I'm attracted to him. I might give you a little, but you're not going to, that's about as far as to go. It's just going to be words because you've already told me you're not ready. So why would I put myself or my heart in a position to fail? That doesn't mean it necessarily will fail. But if a man is not ready, from what I understand about men, they're not ready, they're not ready. Now, there are some men that will say, oh, I want to be single, I want to be single, big bad wolf talk. But as soon as they meet a girl that they're like, oh, yeah, I'm getting in a relationship. I've been single long enough. Thank you, guys. Thank you, boys. Y'all have been wonderful. I'm cuddling up for the winter with her. Y'all just do what y'all do. Like, there's two different types of men. Like, when I call it big bad wolf talk. When it's too much big bad wolf talk, and big bad wolf, women and men is like, I don't want a relationship. I just want to be single. That's bad. That's big bad wolf talk. A man who is stealth, silent, moving around. You don't really know what he's doing. You just know he's doing something. Yeah, that's the one that don't want to be in a relationship. The one that be the big bad wolf talk. Oh, that's the one that likes presenting like he doesn't want a relationship, but deep down he want a relationship. It's the same thing with women. When the main women be like, I don't want no man, blah, 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 blah. I'm good. I'm having fun, blah, 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 blah. Okay. As soon as a man that walk by want a relationship that you want, you in that relationship. I've seen it too many times. And I call it big bad wolf. Why do I call it big bad wolf? Because big bad wolf couldn't blow down the last house, could he? He's just talking. But when it came to a real brick house, oh, he wasn't blowing that thing down. He was just talking. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's why, y'all. So in this situation, back to what I was saying. A lot of this is prevented when we are just honest with ourselves. A lot of the things that we subject ourselves to for way too long, a lot of it is prevented when we are just honest with ourselves from the very beginning. And if it's not aligning with what we desire, not being afraid to walk away. Not being afraid to walk away. And I'm not saying you walk away from everything, family, because that is not the message I want to send. But when something meets below the standard, if the standard for you is that you want to get married, you set a deadline. And at that deadline, if there is no progression towards that particular end goal, you walk away. If you want a child, make sure you have these conversations, honest conversations, prior to getting connected with somebody's spirit, with connecting with somebody's soul, because then you'll wake up and find out you too deep. You too deep in. We done put so much time in, and time and energy into a person is investment. People say like, oh, well, I'm this, and I'm just that. No, the more time you put into somebody, the more investment you put into them. Like you paying attention. Like there's people that will tell me they're still talking to me about their ex. You still watching them. That's why you're still connected to them. Well, I don't watch them every day. Well, you still watching them. So they're still going to have property in your mind because you're continuing to invest in them. And you might think just looking at their story or looking at their page is not that big of a deal, but it is. Because the more you watch them, the more connected you are to them and the harder it is to get over them. I know that's a whole different topic, but same principle. The more time and the more energy you put into somebody, whether you are spending money or not, whether you are investing like whatever investment is a lot for you. Time is your most valuable resource. The more you give somebody time, the more you give somebody your attention, the more connected you are to them. Inevitably, family. So if somebody is not aligning with what you ultimately desire, if you ask these questions on the front end, so we're not 10 years down. So to me, what the question is, why isn't he marrying me? Why is he backing out 3 times after y'all been together for 10 years? He don't want to marry you. He either don't want to be married or don't want to marry you. That's the answer. And listen, y'all, here's what I'll say. Do not force nobody to walk down no aisle to you. Don't ultimatum your way into somebody marrying you. If someone isn't ready or someone doesn't want it, don't force that. Pay attention to that, because that apprehension is valuable data. If someone is, that's not meant for you to push past or put on your best sales pitch for them to see your value and want to marry you. If someone doesn't want it, maybe you're forcing something to fit that was never meant to fit. Maybe you've been staying around hoping and waiting and praying for this man to finally walk down the aisle and say, I do. And maybe he was never meant to do that. Maybe you just saw this and you thought it was the best thing that you could do. And you're trying to sink your teeth into it. And now you so deep in, you're not leaving it, but you want it to change. And it's not. Because maybe you're forcing something to fit that was never meant to fit. Okay? All right, family. I know that was a little steep and a little deep, but, I had to go there. So anyway, y'all, if you have any other comments that you want to share that you think is relevant to this topic, or even if it's not, I would love to hear what you have to say down below. Comment, like, share, subscribe, family. I can't wait to see y'all again. Love y'all. We'll talk soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, y'all. Let's not just be every once in a while. Let's become family, okay? Friends that are family, okay? Join my family today.